Okay, hello everybody. My name is Jan Zanitas and I am the Managing Director at the CILC. And we are welcoming you to our first webinar of the new school year. Welcome back to school, everybody. I'm excited that we're going to be talking about collaborations today. It's kind of the little brother to virtual field trips. You don't hear about it much. So I'm hoping that you guys will learn a lot about it and be excited to get started with collaborative projects this coming school year. So joining me today is Tammy Mooring, who is our content provider liaison at CILC, our webmaster, and all kinds of other jobs. She's got many hats. And then also joining us is Miss Sue Porter, who has been around this space for many years, originally with the Twice Network, which also did collaborative projects extensively. So I'm going to start by, well, let me just give you a quick overview. We're going to let Ms. Sue talk about collaborations in general and her history of collaborations. And then Tammy's going to give us a deep dive into the CILC collaboration space. And then I am going to talk a little bit about the specifics like the technology and other networks where you can get interested in collaborative projects outside of CILC. And then we'll take some questions and answers at the end. Right now, we cannot see or hear you, so all of our communication is going to go through the chat. So if you have a question along the way, we'll be watching that and can answer you right away. And then at the end of that presentation time, we're going to make you all panelists so we can see and hear you, and we'll stop the recording at that time. Just let us know if you do not want to be on camera at all. So with no further ado, let's get this webinar rolling, and I'm going to turn it over to Miss Sue. Sue, take it away. And you're muted.
That doesn't work, does it? I guess it's the beginning of the school year. Okay, well, I'm going to share my screen to show you a couple PowerPoints and just talk about collaborative projects, some of my favorite things. So, collaborative projects for your classroom. Lots of fun in store. Why do you even want to do a collaborative project? Well, one of the nice things about collaborative projects is you get to connect with somebody outside your school or your community, and which is fun for your students to have the opportunity to talk with someone else and get their perspective. One of my favorite stories about a collaboration that we had was a school in New York and a school in the northwest corner of Montana. And the school in New York said to the Montana students, so we're on the 5th floor of our school building. What floor are you on? And of course, the students in Montana's eyes got really big and they said, well, there's nothing over 2 stories in our whole town. So, when you get to find out how other students are learning in other schools, it really gives you a different perspective. So a collaborative project also engages students from diverse backgrounds. And it gives students an authentic audience. When you're in front of another class of your peers, it makes you kind of sit up and try a little harder and keep, being on your best behavior. You don't want to look bad in front of your peers. You want to brag about where you go to school, the subject you're talking about. And so that's one of the nice parts about collaborative projects. It also improves communication and presentation skills, and it does prepare students for the world of work. As we all know, over the last year and a half, there's a lot more remote learning and connections in the world of work than there probably ever was before. So that's why we like collaborative projects. One of CILC's projects that they do every year, it's kind of their signature event, and it's held the first week of March. The specific dates will be sent out or this fall or announced this fall. And what it does is celebrates reading, and you're connected with another grade, another class, your grade level outside your state. Now I have to kind of temper that a little bit. It depends on how many people and classes sign up. So sometimes you might be a grade above or a grade level or grade below your class, but we try and match them as close as we can to your same grade level. This is a great first collaborative project. If you're new to video conferencing and you've never connected with another class, this is a good one to start with. You register on the CILC website, and we always ask that you choose a couple of times. Usually the Read Around the Planet lasts for 5 days. So it's great if you can pick, 9 o'clock on Monday, 2 o'clock on Tuesday, 3 o'clock on Wednesday, 10 o'clock on Thursday. The more times you pick, the better your chances of finding what you need. If your time slots are narrow, for example, maybe 10 o'clock is really the best time for you and your class, then I would sign up for 10 o'clock on Monday, 10 o'clock on Tuesday, 10 o'clock on Thursday, etc. As I said, the more times you choose, the better your chances of getting that ideal connection. The general agenda for Read Around the Planet, it's usually about 45 to 60 minutes, depending obviously on your grade level. First and second graders, kindergartners may not make it all the way through 60 minutes. But the general agenda is that for 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to introduce your class. It's a great time to show a map. And if you do, make sure it's big enough so everybody can see it, so that you can show where you're located. Then we have each class will do a 5 or 10 to 15 minute presentation. And then finally, the last 10 minutes for questions. I always tell teachers, don't use something that you're already teaching in your class. Don't try and make this a big project that's going to take a lot of time. Use something you're already doing. Kindergartners love songs with motions, reciting a poem, reading a book. Sometimes the older 5th and 6th grade classes like to, put together or write a rap that they do about their school or their class or something they're studying. Read Around the Planet is a great fun. It's been going on now for 20 years, and we have teachers that come back every single year because they have so much fun. And sometimes it leads to a continuation of connecting with that class. You may find a teacher that you really connect with, and you say, okay, well, this was great. Now let's do something together next month. So it's a great way to meet other classes, meet other teachers, and have fun too. We also, CILC also has some collaborative options besides Read Around the Planet. And Tammy's going to take you in and give you a tour of that. You can post your own collaboration on the CILC website. And that's a one-to-one collaboration. You might be looking for a class who wants to do something similar to what you're doing. Or you can register for RAP, or what we call a seasonal collaboration. Sometimes a seasonal collaboration is something, for example, seasonal collaborations in the past, we've had a fall fun, which means for the first through pre-K through 3rd grade, it's called Crazy Creatures. And you would exchange the directions on how to make the crazy creature you have done. And then you meet over video conferencing to see if people could follow your directions. And then for the 4th through 8th graders, there's a part called Scary Stories, where you would start a story, pass it to your partner class, and they would finish it, and vice versa. They would start one and send you one. We have a holiday custom exchange. We've had a holiday sing-along. There's an Amazing American States. So for grades K through 3, you would pick a state and give a presentation about it. And then for grades 4 through 8, where is this amazing American state, where you would pick one that would be kind of a mystery quest. So there are many, many ideas for those collaborations. And here are a few ideas that you might enjoy looking at. There's debates. You can have a debate, performances, interviewing, science projects. One interesting science project that I've seen done before is 2 high school classes doing an analysis of water in their area and then connecting to somebody in a different part of the country. There's a seasons exchange. A school in New York wants to connect with a school in Arizona and see what fall is like in both parts of those countries. And then they may even go and do it again in the winter and the spring, so that students get a chance to see what is what the weather is like in another part of the country. Oh, yeah. Will you be able to get this recording? I think that you will. Now, Tammy, for some reason, did I not stop sharing?
You did stop sharing. I could just see your lovely face, Sue.
Oh,
So if you want to
okay.
go ahead and just pop it up again, you're more than welcome to. But we did see the screen with all the great suggestions of the collaboration ideas that we have. And Scott, yes, we will send out a recording tomorrow to all those that registered for this event.
Yep. Okay, thank you. And let's see. I was going to talk about a little bit more about specific projects that you can do. And if you go to the CILC website, I'm going to share my screen again. We have a place for these one-on-one for teachers to post something that they would like to, are looking for a partner for. So for example, this one, welcome to India, namaste, welcome to India. And this teacher is looking for a partner. Now this obviously is from 2020, but you might be able to contact that teacher. They might be interested in doing it again. Here's an international literary and cultural exchange, a 4th grade ability high school enrichment group. But here's another fun thing to do, and that is to click the archive button and go to search. There are, I don't even know how many, but pages and pages and pages of collaborative ideas that other teachers have done. And it might just give you the idea of something you'd like to do in your classroom. Feel free to use these descriptions and use these ideas with your, with your partner class that you're looking for. And you post it here, and then hopefully people will sign up. I see this French teacher looking for a subject. Another good collaborative connection that I had seen was, and this was 2 Spanish teachers, and they were like 3rd year Spanish students. Each class wrote in Spanish a news program about their school. So they had the current events, they had sports, and they had weather. And it was written in Spanish by the class, and then the other class listened and then did the same thing. So it helped students to, one, just write Spanish, but it also helped them to speak it and to understand it. It was really a great connection. You can see there's always a good book discussion. That's a fun thing to do. You might pick a favorite book that your students have and then advertise for another class and have them tell you your class about a favorite book that they are wanting to do. Like I said, there's so many ideas in this archive area that you'll be able to find something that's going to fit into your class curriculum for the year. Here's one. Remember, I talked about here's one from Michigan, one to compare seasons with a desert class. So all of these have great ideas. Feel free to just go in there and look around for ideas for your classroom. Are there any questions in the chat? I guess we are. Oh, okay, Tammy, I guess I will pass it on to you and you can show people just how to do all those fun things.
Perfect. I'll be more than happy to do that. Thank you, Sue. And you kicked me off on a great starting point because we're going to talk about where to find those collaborations and where to keep up to date on them. So just to let you know, on the CILC website, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm just going to heads up. So you're going to be on the screen for just a moment. I'll pull you off. There you go. So if you go to the CILC website, cilc.org, you'll find our collaborations under the collaboration bar right here. But before you even jump into the CILC website, the best thing to do is, if you haven't already, definitely become a member. It's absolutely free. And then also tweak your membership to get your latest and greatest benefited just for you as an educator. And the way to do that is to go to the My Dashboard. And when you go to the My Dashboard, if you go under Edit Profile and you go to the very bottom of that Edit Profile section, you will see your ability to turn on the events that you're looking or you want to get notified about. And you'll want to make sure that the collaboration requests are on. That way you get notifications of when the new collaborations are posted, and especially notice of when yours gets up there. You can also find out about the latest and greatest collaborations every day by when you log into the CILC website and you scroll down under the section under programs as new collaborations. This lists all the collaborations that are current and actively going on the CILC website. So now that you know where to keep updated on, let's dive a little bit further into the website itself. So we're going to go to that collaboration space. And you'll see that there, as Sue was talking about, there's 3 different types of collaborations on CILC. Those one-to-one collaborations are for your students to connect with another group of students. There's the scheduled events that can be, talk with an author, you're going to talk around a seasonal activity of sorts. And then there's the matchup event, which the great example was given with Read Around the Planet, where it's a set time frame. And I completely agree with Sue that if you're ever starting out with collaborations, sometimes it can be really overwhelming and you're like, I don't know what to do. The Read Around the Planet or any matchup event is a great way to jump in because it has a set time frame for you. It has a subject matter set for you as an educator. It's all kind of packaged at a little great deal. You're just jumping in for that one little event and everything's ready to go. We do provide materials and ideas for all those matchup events that CILC hosts on our website. So I'm going to go into the one-to-one collaboration space. This is your way to find a pen pal and connect with them. Now, one of the things a lot of teachers bring up sometimes is, well, that school in India, that would be great to connect with. But what if I'm only available at 2 p.m. in the afternoon and they're all sleeping at that time? I can't connect with them. Well, you could always find a way to tweak that collaboration a little bit and do pen pals through, you can do like a Flipgrid where you record videos and send them back and forth to that class to get to know each other. And then you can maybe make that end of the year or one-time exception where one of the groups of students comes in earlier or stays later. I've seen students do pancakes with their pen pals in another country in the morning and have their parents come with them, and they get to see on camera all those great students that they learned about through all those videos. So definitely don't feel that time zones limit you at any time. When you go into the CILC website, in the one-to-one collaborations, you'll see it's filtered one-to-one. It's going to show you all of the current programs that are available. You can also search All will get you current and archived, or you could search just the archived like Sue was showing before. You could also narrow it down by a theme. So when we've looked at past collaborations, opportunities on CILC, we found that a lot of them fit these 3 kind of themes. However, there are many others out there. You can also search by country, age group, and subject matter if you like to, and put in those keywords and kind of narrow it down more and more and more. I always say, though, it's kind of nice to open it up to everything just so you get a whole idea of the scope that's out there, and then you can start narrowing it down if it's a little too much. If you find one that you're interested in, all you have to do is just click on view. And if you're interested in this collaboration, like this was the one for your class and you wanted to connect to this wonderful teacher out there, you would click on join collaboration, and it's going to have you fill out a form that kind of gives you this partner teacher with ideas of when you're available to do the connection. So when you're available, what can you provide? What are you looking for? Additional information, and then you're going to join this collaboration. When you hit join this collaboration, an email is sent out through the CILC website to the teacher that posted that event, notifying he or she that there is a teacher looking to connect with them. And then once that teacher gets that notification, they'll reach out to you on their teacher or educator account email, and you'll start to have an exchange back and forth to make sure that this is the best connection and how you'd like to proceed. So that's one way of doing it. If you're going through and you're seeing that, you know, there's a really great events, but I'm just not finding the one that I really, really want, and I want to post my own, or you have an idea, when you go to the collaboration space, under every section or kind of collaboration, not only can you find it, but you can also post a collaboration. So if I wanted to post a one-to-one collaboration, I click this button. You're going to go ahead and give it a title, a description. You can choose the type of event. Now, if you accidentally clicked on a one-to-one, but you were actually going to be creating a matchup event of some sort, you can change it. You can upload an event image if you like to. Choose a theme, a starting frame of beginning to end. So we have some teachers that put up their time frame for the whole school year and hopes that at some time during the school year, they're going to find a connection. They may want to find multiple teachers to connect to over and over and over again. The number of students, recommended grade range you're looking for, and then you kind of keep on checking the boxes. And when you're all done, you're going to hit save. Now, when you hit save, many of you, and I know myself do a lot, as soon as I hit save or I do something, I always like to double check that it's up on the website. I want to know it's working. Well, one of the things that CILC does is there is people behind that website that want to ensure that every educator has a great experience. So what that means is when you hit save and you create your collaboration, it's going to be sent to the CILC staff member. They're going to look it over, double check that there's not anything that they would be confused about as a fellow educator. If there is any confusion, we would reach out to you, and then we double check to make sure it looks correct, and then we would post it up to the website. And that's done within 24 hours. But that's just a guarantee to make sure you know that there's a support person behind every single collaboration, and so we make sure that anything put on the website is appropriate and meant for the viewers that are looking at it on our website. So you can definitely do that. To find out about your collaboration that's been posted, or if you start get going and you're like, oh, I need to edit something, or I found out that I can only do my collaboration through April, not through May, you can change and always update anything at any time by going to my dashboard. We already went to that red box where we edit our profile, but if you go over to this turquoise box right here, you're under the collaboration section of the CILC website. If we click this link right here, you can see all the collaborations that you have posted. Now I'm going to click on mine. It's going to look a little bit odd because I am under administrator login right now. But if I wanted to, I could view a current event that I am posting right now. I could edit it. And if I wanted to, I could even email the participants about that event. So when CILC creates our Read Around the Planet event, We a lot of times send out a notice to all participants giving a heads up. For instance, we say, thank you all for registering to participate in the Read Around the Planet event. And the next week, you're going to get an email that will tell you who you are matched up with. If you have any questions or conflicts or changes in schedule, reach out and let us know. But it's a great way to kind of give a heads up. And for you, if you are that lead person on that event, to notify all those great participants. And then you can always click on view participants and see everyone that has registered for your event. So that is available in that collaboration center in your dashboard. You can also post a collaboration anytime. You can see who's participating. And then you can also, if you're under the dashboard, instead of going up to the collaboration space, you can search collaborations and it takes you right to our collaboration space. Now, what's unique about going from the dashboard is instead of having just one-to-one collaboration search or these scheduled events or your match of events kind of all filtered, this way of searching allows you to look through all the collaborations that have ever been on the CILC website, current and archived. It's one of the ways that Sue was able to show you all of the great events. As you can see, you'll see the different colors do represent the different kind of match of events. So anything in that turquoise blue is going to be a match of event where that organizer is connecting your students with another group of students based on a theme for a set amount of period. In orange, you'll see those scheduled events. So this one is Ask a Scientist. So this is a great opportunity for your students to ask a scientist on a variety of topics, a little bit about their career. What's also nice about these scheduled events is it's great to ask, have students connect to an expert and ask questions in front of their own peers in their classroom. But also it's kind of nice to hear what other students in different areas are asking that expert too, and how they relate and what they're learning about in their classroom at the same time. So it's a great way to collaborate, with not only an expert, but with also fellow students. And then you'll see the ones on purple, which is that one-to-one scheduled event, looking for that pen pal based on a year-long connection or a one-time connection. So those are some great ways to also search for that. So the main things I want you to walk away with is when you go to the CILC collaboration space, there's 3 different kinds of collaborations you can find, your one-to-one, your scheduled events, or your matchup. You can search within those, you can post within those, absolutely free. When you post, it's going to have CILC double check it and push it out on your behalf, and we'll be there to help you along the way if you have any questions. And then to always check up on your collaborations through that dashboard that we talked about at the top of the page. Just to let you know, if anyone does click on one of your events and reaches out through the website, you will be notified. So you do not have to check in on the website every day. The website will notify you if someone reaches out through the website. All of your information, of course, private information like email and location is kept behind the scenes of the website, and that's why the email does that first initiating push out email to let you know what's going on. Once they've reached out to you and you've connected back to them, we let you and that other educator have a one-to-one conversation without CILC being involved with that. At this time, however, now that I gave you a deep dive of the website, I'm going to hand it on over to Jan and kind of let her know what's going on.
Okay, thank you, Tammy. And special welcome to my friend Glenn out in California and Pam, who's a regular with us on our community of learning. So I would like to start by showing you something on the website. If you need additional inspiration, go to that collaboration space and just scroll down to the very bottom, and there's a video from our colleague Kristen Edwards in New York that does a ton of these collaborative projects, and she's very passionate about it, and this videos are really good. And then if you need more tips on how to begin your own collaboration, you can watch my video that I made last year. So a couple other resources for you. Now let me get off the website, and I'm going to share my screen again hopefully with my PowerPoint. So I thought I'd just show you a couple of pictures of what a collaborative project looks like in action. So these are from Kristen Edwards' schools in City BOCES in New York. So I stole these slides from her when she didn't get back with me about presenting today. You may be thinking, well, what do I need to get started with these collaborative projects? Well, it's really pretty basic. You need a camera and a microphone, and heads up, people, the built-in ones are not the greatest. So just get yourself a little Logitech camera with a built-in microphone. They're very inexpensive. If you don't already have one, that would really help. You want to look your best when you're connecting with another class across the world. You probably have a projector that you can hook your laptop up to in your classroom, and you need a pretty good network connection. If you can get hardwired, that's even better because it will make it more stable for you. Is it as amazing as it seems? Well, I think it's pretty amazing. And I should have said this at the very beginning of the webinar, but Jan's definition of a collaborative project is when you have one group of students connecting to another group of students to do something in their curriculum that they both have in common. And Sue told you it could be all different kinds of activities like debates and storytelling, but that's what my definition is. So what you need to consider is your hardware and your network that I just talked about. And as Sue mentioned earlier, you really better take into consideration those time zones. Yeah, I need to spotlight myself. Oh no, I'm spotlighted. Okay. So if you're doing international collaboration, the world clock will be your best friend. And you can't have complete control over collaboration. Yeah, it's free. And that's the good news. But the bad news is you're at the mercy of the cyber gods. So it's always good to have a plan B when you do one of these. And test, always do a test call before the actual collaborative event. So another thing that you might want to do is a dry run. So connect with that other class ahead of time and make sure that everybody knows what they're going to do. It's always good to have a pre and post connection conversation. So how do you find partners? Well, we've already told you about CILC's collaboration space, but you can promote your collaborative projects on social media or with your networks you're in. Like if you're part of the ISTE community, there's all kinds of places where you can post your project ideas and it will be shared with other people in your PLN. Okay, last point. So remember I said there was more than one place to get your collaborations out. These are some of the other places out there in cyber world that are kind of related to collaborative projects. ePals has been around forever, I think like 30 years, and it used to be paper and pencil kind of letter exchanges, but now it's advanced to a cyber kind of connection. Global SchoolNet, Global Nomads Group, those are both nonprofits that have been around a long while. Taking IT Global, this is our partner organization in Canada that also has lots of collaborative events that you can join. And finally, iEarn Collaboration Center. You can grab these URLs and go look them up on your own time. But I just wanted to give equal opportunity some of the other places out there where there is collaborative project opportunities going on. So Tammy, I want you to go ahead and throw open the capabilities of our attendees so that we can see you and hear you and take any questions you might have. So what